Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another pick a card reading. In today's reading, we are going to be taking a look into what the current gossip on you is. Okay, we have 3 piles today, and you can choose from the oracle card I have out, or you can choose from the tarot deck. For the first pile, we have the Sentinel. For the second pile, we have the Cartographer. For the third pile, we have the Storyteller. And for the tarot decks, we're using the Thoth tarot deck for pile number 1. For pile number 2, we are using the Afro Brazilian deck. For pile number 3, we are using the Kemetic tarot deck. Alright, if you need to pause the video, you can do so, but we're going to go ahead and jump right on into the reading, and I will see you there. Alright, pile number 1, people, those of you who chose the Thoth tarot deck with the Sentinel oracle card, this is going to be your reading. Let's take a look into what the current gossip on you is. Okay, so first things first, y'all, because we have Cancer, like the moon, we have like these 2 cards here with home and family. People are talking about your home life and your family. Okay, you could be giving off a very maternal energy, somebody who likes to take care of their home, somebody who likes to stay home. With the family card here, I'm also getting that you're somebody who likes to support community or build community with the people around you. You're someone who is coming across as very inclusive of other people, very tolerant of other people, just a very motherly vibe. People are feeling comfortable around you is what the gossip is. People could also be talking about how you are very proud of your culture, where you come from. They could be talking about how you're proud of your family or your bloodline, where you come from. And things like that, traits that have been passed down to you generationally. But there's a strong Cancerian energy in this pile. I do feel like there is a strong emphasis on your home life and your family. Now, some of you guys could be Cancers, or you could have significant Cancer placements in your chart. We have the moon in Cancer in the 7th house. So I feel like the gossip on you as well is that whoever ends up with you as a partner, whoever gets to have you as a serious committed partner, is going to be a very lucky person. And the reason why I'm saying that, not just because of these cards here, but because we have the Ace of Wands with the 7 of Wands here. I feel like people are seeing you, or they're saying that you're someone who's very attractive, pile number 1, but it's not easy to get close to you. People are saying that you could have your guards up, you could have extremely high standards, is what I'm getting with the 7 of Wands. You're not somebody who's just letting anyone access you at this time. People are saying with the moon card and the 9 of Cups here that you could be hiding a lot, but it's not bad things you're hiding. People are saying you could be very secretive because you're somebody who likes to protect your peace. You're very happy and you do anything to protect that, especially with the 7 of Wands here. You're protecting your happiness by keeping your business to yourself. Okay, people could also see you as someone who could be into the occult. For some of you guys, and they're talking positively about this if you are into the occult, because we have the Alchemist here. They're saying that whatever your spiritual belief is, it's bringing you a lot of happiness, it's bringing you a lot of peace, and they've seen you overcome situations and be able to transform situations that have not turned out in your favor. You've been able to transmute the lessons from those experiences and become a better person for it. People are also gossiping about how intelligent you are with this Gemini here. Now, Gemini does rule the lungs, the vocal cords, the arms, and the not the legs, the arms and the shoulders. I think that's it. Vocal cords, the arms, the shoulders. I said something else. Let me double check. They're saying bronchial tubes. Okay. But okay, so the throat, the lungs, the vocal cords, the hands, the nervous system, shoulders, and arms in men. Okay, so People definitely could be gossiping about your voice, your speaking voice, how you kind of take center stage when you speak, pile number one. As soon as you start talking, people just shut up. They want to hear what you have to say. This may not have always been the case for you, but it's definitely the case now, where people they feel like you have something very important to say all the time. Okay. But with all this moon energy as well, I can't just skip out on the fact that, you know, the moon is also very associated with the subconscious and our intuition, right? People feel like you guys have a very strong intuition, okay? That your intuition has led you to the decisions that you've made in your life that seem to be making you very happy in this present moment. Okay, people could also be talking about or gossiping about the fact that you don't share your spiritual beliefs very often with people, and they feel like you hide this because people can be very judgmental. And again, there's that energy of you protecting your peace and your happiness right now. People feel like you're kind of sitting on an egg, and this egg is the home you've built for yourself, the surroundings you've been able to curate around yourself, and how those surroundings and that environment makes you feel. People feel like that's very important to you, and therefore a lot of people are saying as well that, you know, this is why somebody would be lucky to have you, because peace seems very important to you. And because peace is important to you, you're going to bring a lot of peace to the person you're with, as well as this comfort and stability that is so everly present in your home and your surroundings right now. People feel like you have a very beautiful home. People are gossiping about how beautiful your home is, how decorated your home is, how they like how your home is decorated, or how it makes them feel when they're in your home. They could be talking about how comfortable your home feels. Specifically, like your furniture for some of you guys, the decorations you have. People are gossiping about how they feel like it's very thought out, that you're a very thought out person, that you're not only looking for what looks good, but what feels good. And it's very present and shown in the way that your house looks, okay? Definitely here we have expression. So people get excited about you when you come around, pile number one, because they're always excited about what you may have to share. You're very animated, very charismatic, and, you know, at least this is what people are gossiping about. So even if you don't see yourself that way, this is what people are saying. They're saying you come across as somebody who's very, very happy and content within themselves. And you're going to stand up for yourself as well, because you're protecting this happiness that you have. Okay. People are saying that you're not just going to let anybody just walk in and piss all over your parade. Okay. And so if you have to show this uglier side to yourself, there's almost always a reason. Okay. People could also be gossiping about how creative you are, especially with this Ace of Wands here. Creative in the way that you speak, creative in the way that you express yourself, whether it's the way you dress, the way you style your clothes, the way you style your hair, your nails, your makeup, the way you speak. Did I say that already? I'm hearing Poetry in Motion, and that's actually a song as well. Poetry in Motion by Sir. That may resonate with some of you guys. People also, they're gossiping about how you may have learned from your past relationships as well. Okay, how you've matured from your past relationships. Defend your feelings diplomatically. Again, there's that energy of you standing up for yourself. Accept attitudes from the past about relationships. People would assume that you would be somebody jaded when it comes to love, but really you've just gotten more practical with your decisions, and love making is what people are gossiping about. It's not that you're guarded towards love, but your standards have just become greater because of what you've gone through. But you're still open to it nonetheless. Let your feelings tell you how to feel. Sorry, let your feelings tell you how to use your intuition and get a fair deal. There's again that message of how you allow your intuition to guide you in life, and how people are gossiping about how it seems to be working out perfectly fine for you, given your state of being, your state of mind right now. the nurturing of intuition to protect balance. Yep, there we have it again, that message of you protecting your peace, protecting your balance, this happiness and peace you've been able to cultivate for yourself. It hasn't been easy, especially with the alchemist card here. People have seen you do it. People have seen you transform from being very maybe chaotic, very imbalanced, very emotional, especially with the moon card out here, very fearful, maybe full of anxiety for some of you guys, even battling with other mental health issues, bipolar disorder, depression. I don't know what you guys may suffer with or battle with, but some people have seen you battle something and overcome it, okay? And that you are now protecting it. Feelings caused by attitudes from the past about cooperation, reactions resulting from the history of your partners. Okay, yeah, so there's definitely I'm getting like very positive aspect of the moon. Like, you're somebody who has probably reflected, you're somebody who has assessed and reassessed situations you've been in, past relationships, how you've shown up in those relationships, not just the other person, and you've transformed it. Okay, you're somebody who values stability now, and people are gossiping about how you're different. Okay, so these could be people that have known you for a while. Okay, they're also gossiping about how determined you guys are to live a better life. Okay, so we have priest, facilitates spiritual commitment, serves as a channel of spiritual energy. Yeah, people are seeing you as very spiritual, guys, but they're seeing you as somebody who does not always share what their spiritual practices or beliefs are. We have alchemist, transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. People are also seeing you as someone very intelligent, okay? They're gossiping about how smart you are. And they're saying that it takes intelligence to go through the stuff that you've been through and be able to turn it into what you've turned it into and learn what you've learned from it. And I feel like for some of you guys, you could be somebody who talks a lot about what you've been through. You could share a lot about your life, okay, with other people, especially with some sort of community or tribe. You're well accepted in whatever this community or tribe is. And I feel like these are the people who are talking about you the most or gossiping about you the most. It's very positive what they're saying about you. Okay, they're gossiping about how comfort is very important to you guys. Pile number one. I feel like I've repeated that a lot. Some people could be gossiping about how you could be very connected to the mysteries of the universe, the mysteries of spirit, like the occult, essentially. And I've already mentioned that, but there is this heavy emphasis on that, the occult. They're also gossiping about how in tune you are with your own emotions. You're somebody very self-aware, very self-aware. You know your limits, you know your shortcomings. You're not somebody who is overly boastful about the things they know. Like, I feel like, again, you're very secretive with that information. And people are seeing that the reason why you're protective with it is not because you're being secretive. It's that you literally are guarding your peace. I feel like I've already said that like 50 million times, but there's an emphasis here too, pile number one. You're very, 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 very creative. You guys could have a new beginning taking off here. You guys could have recently started a new project, a new relationship even. And or they're also talking about how attractive you are, okay? And I'm hearing that this also has to do with this alchemy. Some of you guys could have transformed your physique. You've transformed your physical appearance. There's been some sort of glow up here that people have witnessed and they are gossiping about in a positive way. People are gossiping about how you've matured, you've grown up, you've changed, you become a more happier person. You are making better decisions for yourself. Your home is very beautiful. You're very concerned with your stability and choosing the right partner if you are going to accept or get with anyone. And how well accepted you are into the community and how you help other people feel accepted in this community as well. People are talking about how warm and welcoming your energy feels to them. People, when they're around you, they never feel left out or judged harshly, okay? You are somebody who makes everybody feel accepted, pile number 1, and people are gossiping about that. They're saying you have a very beautiful soul. Okay, very beautiful soul. Very loving energy here. If anybody does you wrong, people would get really upset. Okay, because these people that are gossiping about you feel like you deserve somebody who is on your level or higher, as far as their capacity to love genuinely. So they are saying that you deserve love, that you deserve peace and happiness, that you've worked hard to obtain this. And there are people who would defend you if there were anyone to come in and try to change that or shake that up for you. Okay. All right, pile number 1, we're going to leave it there. If you guys resonated with the reading, don't forget to like, comment, and or subscribe. If you guys would like to follow me into another pile, I will see you there. If not, I hope to see you guys on another reading. If you are interested in booking a personal reading or energy healing session, which I highly recommend at this time, you can do so by emailing me at the email address I will be leaving in the description box below. Until next time, bye, and thanks for watching pile number 1. Hello, pile number 2 people. Those of you who chose the Cartographer card with the Afro Brazilian Tarot deck, this is going to be a reading. Let's go ahead and jump right on into it. What is the current gossip on you, pile number 2? Well, first off, you have 2 kings here. So you're being represented by 2 king energies. And we also have Saturn out here. So off the bat, I'm getting a very masculine, very fatherly type energy. Even if you're a woman watching this, or a masculine person who identifies more in their feminine energy, whether that's due to your sexuality or anything, it doesn't matter. There's a very masculine energy in this pile, and masculine in the way that you are very assertive, you're very intentional, and you're very clear on the direction you want to go in life, where you're going, how you're going to get there, when you're going to get there. There's a very leadership role you're taking in your own life is what people are gossiping about you. You could be very disciplined at this time. They're seeing you as somebody very responsible. Okay. They're also seeing you as somebody who could be very empowered, very reliable at this time. We have, I forgot in this deck if this is the, actually that's Death. Sorry, I thought that was 8 for some reason. The number 8, but it's 13. Death and Judgment. Okay, so this energy is very powerful, pile number 2. I will tell you that. It's very, 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 very powerful, and that like whatever you want, you're going to get. Okay, you're going to forge a way for yourself to get it. And people are seeing you as somebody who's risen from the fire. You've been burned, you've been destroyed, you've faced endings, and you've risen again and again and again. But there's also this energy here where you could be someone who has an excellent judge of character. Okay, if you see this King of Cups here, he's sitting in this chair. It's the King of Cups, mind you, but look at this this weapon he has there. People are saying that you have a very big heart. They're gossiping about how big your heart is, how accepting and loving you are, pile number 2. But you also have this logical side to yourself that knows when to set boundaries and who to set boundaries with. Okay, they're saying that you have a very excellent judge of character, pile number 2, and that you're not going to allow anyone around you who does not fit the bill. Okay, and that you're usually very right with these judgments against these people. Okay, with the King of Wands here, there's this energy of like this confidence showing through. There's a lot of emphasis on this, like this Leo energy. You guys could be Leo, or you could have significant Leo placements in your chart. Okay, if not, it doesn't matter. That's just the energy you're exuding. Very high vibrational Leo energy, very confident, has very good leadership skills is what people are gossiping about. Very protected. Okay, I feel like people are gossiping about the fact that you are somebody who sits back and observes things. You're not necessarily somebody who's going to come up and, you know, make friends very easily. You know what I'm saying? But you're going to be that person that people can come to at any time, right? If they need to talk. You have a very friendly essence to you, but I feel like you're not the one going out and doing the approaching most of the time, unless, because I'm getting this energy with this networker here, unless it's something to do with some sort of goal you have, or, you know, business, professional relationships and things. People are seeing you very focused and very intent on something, your goals. Okay. Now, it's interesting. We have Uranus out here, and we have to touch on the fact, or the energy that Uranus carries. Okay. You're different. You are very different. You're very set apart from the people around you in your environment. Okay. You guys could be, people could be gossiping about your sexuality. You guys could be open when it comes to your sexuality. I'm not judging. If not, it's just the way that you present. It's very different, and it causes people to gossip about that. Okay. Especially, like I said, if you are a woman watching this and you have a more masculine energy, people could be talking about whether or not you are into the same sex or not. Okay. Same with men watching this. If you identify, or you're showing up, maybe you dye your hair, you have piercings or tattoos, things that are different or eccentric, people are questioning, or it's causing them to question your sexuality. Like, okay, this person dyes their hair and they have a nose ring and they do this and they wear these types of clothes. Even if you guys are the most eccentric people in the workplace, the most eccentric people in your family and in your business, whatever it is you do, you're standing out. Whatever your look is, it's working for you because it's causing you to stand out, because it's unique and it's you. But it's a conundrum because, and we even have the 5th house in the Saturn. And when I was looking at these cards, I was like, we have Saturn, Virgo in the 5th house. Those energies are just chaotic. Like, my mind was not making sense of them. Like, these energies don't go together. Saturn is like discipline, it's time, it's karma. And the 5th house is like our inner child and playfulness and things like that. And I feel like that's your exterior. But that's because you do have a very rich inner child. Okay. And that's why you're able to compose and sit within yourself the way you are. Okay. You've healed your inner child. But I feel like for some of you guys in this pile, you may present on the outside as someone very eccentric. Okay. But you're very stoic as well. You're very serious, is the energy you're giving off with your aura. Okay. Very no nonsense. Okay. So now, some of you guys could be online. These could be people who are following you online, or who have interacted with you online. They're gossiping about what you share online, and it's very positive. I'll say that. The networker card says enhances unity through the sharing of information, and gender social awareness and empathy. So they're seeing you as somebody who's sharing important information. But with Uranus here, okay guys, we have to bring that back up. This is like, it's not conventional. This information that you share, it's not very conventional, but it's things that people need to hear. Okay. It's getting people to think outside of the box. Again, with that eccentric energy is being emphasized here. So even though on the like your energy may present as somebody who's very conventional, very serious, very goal oriented, everything else about you just is different. Okay. Okay, so we have Saturn and Virgo in the 5th house. The maturity that brings the methods for the healing power of the power of love. And I'm going to warn you guys again, some of these don't make sense, okay? Caution regarding the analyzing of investment, gambles, and other games. Limits imposed resulting from the perfectionism of your creations. Let's flip this around. Be realistic about the serving of others with the trust of a child. Now, what I'm getting with this energy is you guys are very, very mature, is what people are realizing. There's a very calm energy, calm and calming energy about you guys. Okay. And at the same time, your inner child is shining through in other aspects of yourself, and the way that you may express yourself physically with your dress, your hair, your nails, your makeup, whatever it may be for you. There's a balance. Be concerned about the details of fun, romance, and making art. You must wait before you can do what you must do, and do it dramatically. Okay. Now, another thing is, people are talking about how wise you are. They may be gossiping about how wise you seem beyond your years, especially with this judgment of character, because I'm getting like a group of people are like, how did this person even know this? Maybe even things about them that they haven't shared, but you're reading people so well, or like situations even where people may come to you for advice, and you read the situation to a T, and you tell these people what's going on here and what they may want to change if they want a more favorable outcome. And they're sitting there in amazement, because they're like, what, how did this person even know this about me, or this situation, or these people I may be dealing with, or this situation I may be dealing with, whatever it may be. You guys definitely could be connected, very connected with the number 13 or 22. We have 20 twice. Okay. So the number 2, the number 9, the number 13. Okay. You could be a life path number 5 for some of you guys. You could have Virgo placements in your chart. All right. People see you, or they're gossiping about how well or easy it is for you to make connections with other people. And these other people seem to be helping you in business, or you're helping other people in business, or there's a mutual, helping of each other in this business aspect of things. Okay. People see you, or they're gossiping about how good of a business partner you are. If you're in business with somebody, they're gossiping about how good of a business partner you are. You hold up on your commitments. They know that you're going to be able to deliver, because you take yourself very seriously, and not in like a bad way, pile number 2, but in a way where it's like, my word is bond. Like, my word, all you have is your word. And if you can't deliver on your word, who or what are you at that point? And I feel like you take that very seriously. So if you guys have a business partner, or even if you're in a work environment, or, you're just around other colleagues, or even if you're somebody online, the people you may be working with, if you work with like, companies as like a brand ambassador or an influencer or something, the people that you work with are saying how dependable you are, that you deliver every time, and they present your confidence, that really helps their business, regardless of what angle or aspect that may resonate for you. Okay. They're saying you're bringing something fresh, something new, something different, something creative to the plate. And this creativity is something that you're thinking about very often. Like, some people are very creative in a very effortless way, right? And then there's some people who have to think on their creativity, which sometimes we hear like, that's not good. You shouldn't think too much about what you're creating, just create, right? But sometimes we do need that time to sit back and brainstorm. For you guys, I feel like you're very thought out, very methodical, very 1, 2, 3 ABC. Things have to make sense before you take action, because like I said, you take very seriously your image and how people perceive you. And again, not in a negative way, but in a way of, I have things I'm trying to do. I have goals I'm trying to achieve. Missions I'm trying to accomplish, and my interactions and relationships with people are very important to achieving whatever this goal is, right? And so you tread very carefully with that. Your image is everything to you, and what you're trying to pursue here is what people are gossiping about, but they may not be using those words. They just could be saying that you're somebody very dependable, very, very reliable. You're bringing a fresh new take to things. And again, this energy, like, it's very genius, like, it's very otherworldly. And I feel like a lot of you guys may meditate a lot, but you're getting this information from source, a cosmic source. Okay. You guys may not even know the extent to like how connected you are to the universe, guys. They see you as somebody who's older than what you are. Okay. Again, with that energy of wiser than your years. For some of you guys, you could be older. But still, people grow older. They don't necessarily mature. And for you guys, you're definitely maturing at a fast rate, or you have matured at a fast pace. Okay. You guys are very solution oriented is what people are talking about. You're somebody who's not afraid to end things when they need to end, because you're trying to get to the base, the root of things. Okay. And if something has to go, it just has to go. If something doesn't make sense, it has to go. Okay. Very transformative energy. I feel like people are gossiping about how when you come into a situation or a dynamic, an environment or a community, things change. You know, you bring a very changing type of energy, like a transformative type of energy to the situations and things you're a part of. Okay. I'm hearing also you could be very strict about your routines is what people are gossiping about as well. So if there's something that you do on a consistent basis every day at a certain time, people are gossiping about that. This person's routine is up to par. Okay. But also people could also be gossiping about how you attract attention so very effortlessly. You see how this guy is just sitting relaxed in this chair, right? They could be gossiping about how effortlessly you just attract things. You never do too much, pile number 2 is what I'm hearing. With the King of Wands here, people are gossiping about how attractive you may be, pile number 2, especially your body. Okay. You guys could be very athletic, or you look athletic even if you don't work out. Don't take that if it doesn't resonate. But whatever you perceive yourself to look like, people are gossiping about how attractive you are and how confident you feel about yourself. And it's definitely showing up in your interactions with other people. So confidence is being able to deliver on your promises. So that's something to also take into consideration there. Delivering on your promises, your deadlines to yourself and other people actually helps build confidence. So this confidence I feel like you're exuding is very natural. It's very authentic. It's not something forced at all. Okay. People could also be talking about, because this could represent Sagittarian energy, especially with the crossroads exploration out here. People could also be gossiping about how open-minded you are to exploring. You could travel a lot for some of you guys physically to other places, but this could also be mentally. Like you could be very well read. You could fill your mind with a lot of different ideas and knowledge and information about different parts of the world and different types of people and things like that. Very open-minded energy here, very accepting. But people may not get that on first, because I feel like there's just a very serious type of aura, energy you bring to things. Yeah, so I think we're going to leave it there, pile number 2. If you guys resonated with the reading, don't forget to like, comment, and or subscribe. If you are going to follow me into another pile, I will see you there. If not, I hope to see you guys on another reading. And if you are interested in booking a personal reading, an energy healing session, you may email me at the email address I will be leaving in the description box below. But if this is where thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys on another reading. Bye. Hello, pile number 3 people. Those of you who chose the Storyteller with the Kemetic tarot deck, this is going to be a reading. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's take a look at what the current gossip on you is. All right, so we have the 8 of Pentacles, the Death card, the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. Okay. And then we have endings and beginnings. Literally, the aces represent beginnings, and then we have the death card, endings. So I was actually hearing a quote in my head as I was laying the cards out, and it was saying, you think I work this hard to stay the same? Or people tell me that I changed as if I worked this hard to stay the same. I don't know where that's from. To me, it sounds like something Lil Wayne would have said. Let me look it up real quick so I can credit the right person. Oh, it's actually Jay-Z. Everybody look at you strange, say you changed, like you worked that hard to stay the same. Most Kings is the name of the song. That may resonate for somebody. But let's go ahead and get into the reading though. So off the bat, guys, fruits of labor, the 8 of Pentacles, and the death card, death energy twice with the aces. People are seeing you as somebody who's worked hard to overcome an old version of yourself, an old lifestyle, in order to embrace and welcome in something new and more in alignment with yourself. People are seeing you as someone very fearless. That's what they're gossiping about, especially with the self-esteem card here. People are gossiping about how you persevere, okay? They're talking about how much faith you have in yourself, in God, in the world. Like, if people were doubting your faith before, they're like, yeah, this person definitely knows what's up as far as like spirituality and God and things like that. And then for others of you guys, well, that's the main message here. But I also got an additional message here. Because if you pay attention, guys, we have a lot of Egyptian energy. First of all, you chose the Kemetic tarot deck, and then look here. That's King Tut's mummy, or the case of the mummy. I forgot what they call that. But then we have like this ancient Aztec energy here. And the energy I was getting is like, you guys have been here before. Okay? Especially with this endings, beginnings, endings, beginnings. I feel like your soul has cycled through many different lives, okay? And many different time points. Because I feel like a lot of you guys may relate a lot to ancient Egyptian culture or ancient Kemetian culture, if that name resonates with you more. And maybe even like ancient Aztecs, okay? But there's this energy of like you being like an old soul. And when I was first laying these cards out, I was thinking to myself, like, pile number 3, the energy came through, or like the message came through, like you're one of those ones, right? And I know that's like a popular phrase to use on Instagram right now. People are always using it on their pictures, right? As their captions, one of them ones, right? But you guys really are one of those ones, okay? You are a chosen being. You are advanced. You know more than the average person as far as on a soul level. Things that you pick up intuitively, not even just like your intelligence on like a 3D level. It's your intuition. Your soul knows a lot. Okay, so your soul is guiding you. Your soul already knows what you've come here to do. You've come through to. And that energy of reincarnation, I feel like you guys have even died many deaths in this current life that you're living now, as far as like different life cycles or different cycles in your current life that have ended and may have transformed you into this person that you're becoming now, or who you are now, right? The people who are gossiping about you are people who have witnessed this. Okay, and the energy of the black sheep kept coming out. So there could be a lot of people gossiping about how different you are to everybody around you. Okay, you're different to your family. You're different to the people you grew up with. You're different to the people in your environment, the people in your hometown. You're different. Okay, and this people or this person who's gossiping about you is saying that, like, I don't understand how this person became who they are, like how they think the way they think, how they perceive the world the way they perceive it. You're someone who's wise beyond your years, and they can't compare it to anything or anyone else that they are currently associated with on a daily basis, right? And I got this energy because we have the 4th house here. Okay, but we have all this other energy of like change, but 4 is the energy of stability. And what I'm getting with the Uranus and Saturn, Sagittarius in the 4th house, is you're somebody people are gossiping about who has freed yourself from ancestral or like familial programming. Like you freed yourself from your family, like in your thinking, in your way of being, in your way of perceiving the world. Okay. And I feel like this is something that's been unexpected for you, because I don't feel like you guys in this pile really set out with the intention to do that. It's just something that's kind of happened naturally and progressively over the years as you have gone through experiences and endings and restarts and new beginnings and endings again, right? People are gossiping about how well deserving of whatever success you have now or whatever success they feel like you're going to obtain in the future, because these people are gossiping about the fact that they feel like success is inevitable for you, that you're definitely going to be successful at some point. Okay. And that it's not going to come easy to you, or it didn't come easy to you. It's something that you've worked at. It's something that you've tried and failed many times for some of you guys. But you chose to persevere. Now, the storyteller is somebody who can sit there and, tell a story. But it also mentions about how your life story is a tapestry of one of many, of thousands, right? And what I was getting, because I keep interrupting myself. It's my ADHD acting up in this reading. I'm like from one idea to the next without completing the previous one. But, I hope this makes sense, guys. But I was going to say, when I was laying these cards out, because for some reason you guys, and I also smelled sage when I was laying out your cards. Some of you guys may want to sage. But I was thinking how like one of those ones, like the chosen ones, and I've become like a little jaded. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, okay, so why do these advanced beings come here? These, us people who know a lot, right? Some more than others, right? Who are able to look at situations and see like what needs to change almost immediately. Like this isn't working, this isn't working. You're acting that way because you are hurt that your father abandoned you and you haven't healed that yet. Like you're able to look at situations and know exactly what's not working and what will be the solution. But you're stuck in a world where people are just so rigid in their thinking before. They're so conditioned to believe and think and operate in a certain way that they look at people who think the way they're supposed to think crazy, right? How torturous that is, to be so advanced in that way, and the majority of the world just not get it. You know what I'm saying? But Spirit corrected me, and they're like, this is a process. Humanity is learning a huge lesson. Humanity has learned lessons, just like in your individual story. There's also the story of humanity. Okay. So we have to look at it that way. Humanity is going through cycles. Humanity has gone through cycles. We're looking at ancient Egypt right here, where we went from being very advanced, right, to the Dark Ages, to slowly regaining that knowledge and information back. But now that we've gone through the darkness due to whatever actions we took in the past that led us to the Dark Ages, right? And then to more atrocious acts against other humans, right? We're learning from all of these experiences so not to repeat them. Humanity is just growing stronger. And compare humanity to yourself. How you start off not knowing much of anything, right? As far as the 3D, you're new here, right? So, you're not new here, but it's you're new in this body. You're new in these experiences you're experiencing in this body, right? So you're figuring out this life in this body, right? So you don't start out knowing every single thing. We never know everything. Even when our intuition is guiding us somewhere, it's not going to give us the full map. It's not going to give us the full picture most of the time. But you look back and you notice the pattern. You notice how everything has always worked out, and that you learned something from each experience. And each experience has shaped you into a more well-rounded person, right? You're picking up skills, you're picking up information, you're picking up knowledge. So not to repeat the same cycles. For most people, some of us, you know, it takes longer than others. Some of us never get it, right? But I feel like I'm speaking to people who do get it, right? Think of the person you were 10 years ago and compare it to who you are now, to put it simply. That's the same thing we can compare to humanity. We are not perfect as a collective yet. We probably never will be perfect, but humanity is a work in progress. And what you are meant to do is be a part of change. You're meant to, you've come here to be a teacher. And I'm looking at this card here. You're meant to be a teacher. You're meant to derive inspiration and wisdom from above and channel it down into the physical to help other human souls advance or free themselves from the cycle of reincarnation, right? You have a part to play in everything, just like everyone else. Just like Earth has a role to play. Everything has a purpose. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know this is getting a little deep, and I really don't think these people are gossiping about that unless they're like deeply spiritual people as well. Wow. Okay. So people are gossiping about how spiritual you are, how transformative you are, that how unafraid you are to change, to let go of things that don't work for you and have faith that things will work out. You're somebody who's coming across as somebody who doesn't cling to anything, any person, any situation, any experience. You're truly a live and let live person. And you're also somebody who experiences, you're not attached to anything. I feel like people are gossiping about how you truly believe everything is going to work out for you, no matter what. Okay, and it's showing up in your actions. It's showing up in your willingness to take risk, your ability to take risk, in your ability to lead others or advise others. People are also talking about how connected you are to your true self. Like, people are really like looking at you like this person is genuinely themselves. Okay, how did they learn this? Where did it come from? You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of confidence to get to know yourself and fully accept yourself. Okay, so people are seeing you as powerful because of that. So the sun is spirit and the moon is soul. All things must come to the soul from its roots, from where it is planted. Yeah, this moon card talks about intuition. Okay, so this is a channeled message, but Spirit is wanting you to be mindful or aware of like your feelings or where you go when you sleep at night. Your dreams, where are your dreams taking you, or what are they trying to communicate with you? Okay. And they're wanting you to also be more, I feel like you guys have no problem following your intuition, but I feel like I may be speaking to a small few of you guys where Spirit is wanting you to pay more attention to your intuition at this time. Some of you guys are denying your intuition when it comes to something or someone, but I feel like it's a thing and it's related to your life purpose. And Spirit is coming through to say you're not stuck. So some of you guys may feel stuck in a current situation right now. Please remember what I said about the one, your tapestry is one of thousands. Whenever you feel discouraged or like what you're doing isn't really important or doesn't, like, I don't care how many times you have to try something and fail. Pile number 3, you may succeed beyond your belief on that 20th try. You never know. You may succeed on your 100th try. Just don't give up, okay? Because the Creator is working on you, the Creator is working through you, and your mission is very important in the grand scheme of things. You're going to touch a lot of people's lives, and this is in the thousands, hundreds of thousands, okay? Tens of thousands for some of you guys, hundreds of thousands for others, maybe even millions for others of you guys. But you're not meant to do this. You know, like sometimes we think of our life purpose as something grand. It's not always grand for everybody. And it's not to say that because somebody has a more grand life purpose, that the person whose life purpose is to spread love to the people in their immediate environment and encourage them or plant the seeds for those people to go on and do more grand things, right? There's something in you that won't settle for that, because there's something in you that knows that you're meant to touch more people because of the information that you have, the wisdom that you have, and it's very needed in today's world. Your information, your wisdom is not designated to just one area. It's not designated to just one community, one group of people, one family. No, your life purpose, your message is meant for millions of people. Okay? Whether this is all at once or over a course of a lifetime. Okay? You know this, pile number 3, because whenever you try to settle for mediocrity, things just don't go right. Things just don't go right for you. And this is the universe nudging you to do something else. It's nudging you to go in a different direction once you've learned the lessons from whatever it is you're currently doing. Once you start feeling that uncomfortability, that you need to move, that, you know, you're not being satisfied, like your soul just wants to do something else. Your soul wants to be free. 4 is a number of conformity for me. And I was watching something and they mentioned how everything in the Western world is built in 4s. And we know that the Western world is the upside down world. They've taken everything and just completely flipped it upside down. What is right is wrong. What is wrong is right, right? If you're intuitive, you know this. It's about freeing yourself from that. Just because you live in the Western world does not mean you have to subscribe to the way of life here. Okay? You have to figure it out, is what they're saying. You have to figure it out. It's not just going to come to you magically. It's something that you're going to have to work at. It's something that you're going to have to work at. 8 of Pentacles, in order to change. Okay. Some of you guys have reached that point where you have, you know, you're reaping the rewards of whatever this is that you've done, that you've had the courage to change in your life, because you knew that you were meant for more than just whatever it was you were doing prior to. Right? People are gossiping about that. Now, people are also gossiping about how courageous you were to follow your path and where it's leading you or where it has led you. Okay. And it looked, I accidentally, for some of you guys, you could be clinging on to the old because it's making you feel secure. Now, there could be some people around you who are gossiping the fact that, like, you're so different. Because you're different, like, you're giving this star quality, this star power. People are like, why is this person here? They don't belong here. They belong doing something somewhere on a screen or something. Okay. And we've all met people like that. Like, whether it's like their looks, their intellect, like whatever it is, like it's different. It's more, it's more refined than the average, right? It's not something you come across every day. Okay, so we have the golden egg and the frog. Oh my gosh, you guys, you know, we got, oh my goodness, I can't even talk. You guys know what came to me when I was looking at this frog? If you're feeling froggy, leap. So some of you guys may need to take a leap of faith towards something or someone. But like I said, for most of you guys, it's something. And you've been putting this off. You've been putting it off. You've been putting it off. But you know, pile number 3. Clearing, cleansing, healing. The frog and the water element are almost inseparable. Some of you guys need to clear and cleanse your energy. But what I'm getting here is people are seeing you as someone who you're hard to like track down or pin down. Like you're always moving, you're always on the go. You know, like when you see frogs, they're like, it's hard to just like they're always jumping. You know, if they're afraid, they jump. If they're trying to, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but somebody may get it. Somebody may get it. I think the Cosmic Egg is the last card in this book. So like that, the 7th chakra, that's the crown chakra, guys. As above, channeling information from above. That goes through your crown chakra. Completion, harmony, yeah. Yeah, when I say you guys are an old soul, you guys have already ascended in previous lifetimes, okay? I feel like you guys come back to do this for fun. Number one, well, not number one. Number one, you do this because what you've learned through your previous lives, you're meant to come back again and again to share with other people. And number two, it's something that your soul genuinely enjoys. Even if like in the 3D right now, you hate your life, your soul enjoys coming back here to teach, okay? Even though you've already ascended. So you guys are coming across as old souls. So people may be gossiping about how much of an old soul you are, how things seem to always work out for you, how, oh my gosh, okay? People are like, how do these things just seem to always work out for pile number 3? They get the jobs that they're underqualified for. They get the relationships with these people who everybody wants, right? Who are out of their league seemingly, right? They always, whatever they want, they get. They wanted that house on the hill, they've manifested it. They wanted that BMW, they manifested it. That Lamborghini, they manifested it. Everything seems to work out for them, even when in the beginning it doesn't look like it will, you know? And a lot of this has to do with your confidence, okay? You think you set out to do something, pile number 3, you're going to do it, okay? And I feel like you're somebody who starts over a lot. You're somebody who ends things and starts over a lot. And you're learning each time you do this. And you're taking what you've learned from your previous try to do something different the next time you do it. And one of these days it's going to pay off if it hasn't already. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so the Father says talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit. So yeah, you can't make that up. Like you're meant to be a positive guiding light in this world. Pile number 3. Okay, so let's go into the karma cards. Okay, so we have Uranus and Sagittarius in the 4th house. An unusual example of insights to understand what makes you feel secure. I think this was it in the last reading or the reading before that, where I touched on how there's some of you guys watching my readings, there's something you have to look at when it comes to what you are perceiving as stability or security. Because whatever it is you're perceiving as stability or security, it's actually holding you back from doing something bigger if you're already living in your purpose, taking that leap of faith to doing something within your life purpose, right? Yeah, because we have the South Node here. So there's some karma to be worked out as far as like maybe your partnerships, the people you're choosing to surround yourself with or partner with, or even just being brave enough to communicate with certain people to build these bonds and partnerships, okay? There could be some... Yeah, I feel like you guys had to work through like some identity issues at some point in your life, okay? Okay, let's finish here. A different way of looking at the wisdom of support. And unexpected change resulting from the understanding of your home base or family. Now, this is a channeled message I actually got. I don't know if I posted this in a reading or it's just something that came to me. But some of you guys are making life changes that are going to break generational curses just off of these revelations that you're having about things that have been repeated in your bloodline, from like your parents to your grandparents to your great grandparents, and so on and so forth, right? You're making connections, and you're becoming more aware instead of unaware. So, you know, some people just go through life just completely unaware, oblivious to the patterns in their life that have trickled down to them from, or they've inherited from their parents, one or both, right? They just go through life thinking that they're making their decisions on their own, but really they've already been pre-wired or pre-programmed to make the decisions they're making, and they don't think twice about it. But there's something about you guys in this pile where you've taken the time to reflect and think back on things that may have not been working out in your bloodline, or what may look to you as ancestral curses or bloodline curses. Okay? And the only way you can transmute it is becoming aware that it's there. Okay? Stir up the situation by using your highest ideals as you did in the past. I feel like this has to do with like past life stuff here. Be open to new ideas about the rules of your home base or your family. Yeah. Invent a way to get it out to the world and do what makes you feel secure. Oh my gosh. Invent a way to get it out to the world. Okay, pile number 3. If that's not confirmation enough that you're meant to be doing something on a more grander scale, you're a teacher. And another thing came through. Some of you guys may be connected to Anubis and or Thoth. Okay, so whether you work with this deity or not, or these deities or not, they work with you. Okay, and it may benefit you to actually do things to honor or get the attention of these guys, or show like your gratitude for them working with you. You don't have to, though. They're saying that as long as you're living in your purpose and you're sharing the teachings, you're honoring these deities. So keep that in mind. But if you're not living in your purpose yet, or you're reluctant, or you're not doing it the way you're supposed to be doing it as far as like your commitments, then it would benefit you to reach out to them in some way, shape, or form for some guidance. And there's that energy again of do what makes you feel secure. So you need to gain a new insight or a new way of seeing or perceiving what is secure to you. What is secure to you? Because what is secure in actuality is you living in your purpose. Because things are just going to flow to you when you're living in your purpose. When you're not, things are extremely difficult for no reason. Okay. Now back into what the gossip is about you. I was not expecting that to take that type of turn right there. But people are gossiping about how you're somebody who values yourself. Okay, you're somebody who is going to put the work in to achieve your goals. You're somebody who's not afraid to start over. You're somebody who has started over many, many times, and you haven't given up. They could also be gossiping about how unfortunate you've been in love. For some of you guys with this Venus and Libra here with the 2, the second house. Okay. But nonetheless, they're gossiping about how these situations may have been meant for you to experience so that you could become the person that you are now. I'm glad these are very positive gossiping readings, because sometimes it's just so negative. Okay, so the 8th house here is connected to like witchcraft, the afterlife, people driven by power, haunting spirit entities, ghost of relatives who have passed on. That's standing out to me. Passing away, shared resources, legacies, dangers, the occult. Okay, yeah, that's standing out as well, because we just talked about legacies and family. There's something in your bloodline, your ancestry, that needs to be transmuted, looked at. Pile number 3. There's a karmic cycle within your bloodline, whether it's something that stemmed from something one of your ancestors did, or a curse that was placed on an ancestor or ancestors. Okay. Because I feel like a lot of you guys in this pile, you don't come from people with money. Okay, you actually may come from generational poverty, if we're being completely honest here. But people see you changing that. Now, people could also be seeing you as somebody who is very connected to your sexuality, okay? Like, you're not afraid of your your sensuality and things like that. You're not afraid of it. You could have a very powerful sensual energy that people are gossiping about, and it's not in a negative way. These people may be saying things like, it's hard to turn this person down. It's hard to it's hard to get over this person. It's hard to, like, they could be gossiping about how powerful your sensual energy is. And okay, now people could also be gossiping about, a lot of you guys in this pile could have spiritual gifts. You could be psychics, you could be mediums, especially with the moon card here. There's some people saying that they wish that you were more confident in these gifts. So those of you guys who aren't living in your purpose yet, or who are more apprehensive to put yourself out there. And then for others of you guys, there are people who are saying that your confidence comes from within, because you're very intuitive, you're very psychic, you're very connected spiritually. People could also be gossiping about how naturally powerful you are, again, with that energy. Like, it's hard, like, you just draw people in. They're saying they have a hard time, like, pulling away from you. And then there's somebody in particular, guys, who is gossiping about, this could be somebody that you've been with in an intimate way, who is gossiping about, and I feel like they're gossiping, they're really wanting advice. They've never experienced the big O as intensely with anybody as they have with you. Like, it's just so different. Like, a lot of people say, like, all, you know, it's the same, right? Like, there's really no difference, but how intense the big O is depends on the chemistry or the intensity of the connection you have with the person. And this person can't understand why it's just so intense with you, okay? It's almost like they're addicted to you, pile number 3. Somebody's like sensually, like intimately addicted to you, your energy. Now, it also rules money and fame. So people are gossiping about how you are destined for money. You're destined for fame. People are actually like bragging on you. Like, if this is somebody you've dealt with before or are dealing with, they're bragging about how hardworking you are, how you're putting the work in, how you've transformed again and again, how you maybe even changed their life or other people's lives with your wisdom, with your words. And that they see you becoming very successful or famous because of whatever this is that you do. Okay. People are also gossiping about how attractive you are physically. Okay. And they're also talking about how intelligent you are, how creative you are, how unafraid you are to start new things. Okay. You're always putting yourself out there. And there are people who just don't understand how confident you are to do what you do. And I feel like for you guys, pile number 3, you honestly don't really think too much about it when you put yourself out there. You're going on a whim, or even if it's not like an actual whim, like you planned it out, obviously, but you went on a whim to even plan it out. You know, one day you just woke up and you're like, okay, I'm going to try this, and you do it. Keep doing it, whatever it is you're doing, pile number 3, because it's bound to be successful at some point. It's all up to you, and divine timing. So, you know, it'll work out when it's supposed to. But again, I want to emphasize, there's a lot of talk about your physical appearance, pile number 3. You're coming across, you're just exuding so much confidence. And we all know that confidence makes a person 10 times more attractive than they already are. People just can't help themselves when it comes to your energy. Okay, I'm hearing it's the way you talk, it's the way you walk, it's the way you dress, it's the way you touch yourself, you know, your mannerisms, your gestures, the way your lips move, the way your voice sounds. It's poetry in motion. Was this the pile I got that in? It's poetry in motion. People are describing you as poetry in motion. I'm not sure they're using those exact words, but again, there is a song by Sir called Poetry in Motion. People can't get over your looks. Pile number 3. They really cannot. I'm gonna leave it there. You guys were the longest pile. But I hope you guys did resonate with this reading. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you guys on another reading or another pile if you choose to rewind or watch and choose another pile. If not, I hope to see you guys on another reading. If you would like to book a personal reading or an energy healing session, you can do so by emailing me at the email address I will be leaving down below in the description box. If not, I hope to see you guys on another reading. Thanks for watching. Bye.